story shifts to the Eclipse group, who had returned to the icebreaker, a ship they had hidden in the harbor. As they slowly sailed away from the shore, the group was led by Phoenix Ray. The remaining 8 members stood on the deck, gazing solemnly in the direction of the Though they had come together as a desperate group of outlaws, formed to fight the battle, the bond that forged through their journey made the loss of their fallen comrades all the more opportunity to negotiate with the Janin region. Upon hearing this, Mumi filled up with guilt. She lowered her head and spoke with a sorrowful tone. Their deaths are because of me. I failed in my duty. My divination was wrong. Hearing this, Phoenix Ring quickly turned around, a gentle smile on his face as he placed his hands on his soft shoulders. This is not over. We anticipated something would happen on our own. You did your best to protect me, but no one could have predicted that the captain of the Manhwa gods blood would so be there. Still, there is something strange about the dark light flashed in Phoenix Ring's eyes. Those 4 marked the end of the battle. Now that they're gone, at that moment, Jinguji Sero pushed his glasses down, his face cold and calculated. Among the people we encountered, there was one particularly dangerous individual. Everyone turned to him, their gazes sharp with curiosity. A dangerous guy? How dangerous? More so than Deng Shinton? Phoenix Ren asked with a smirk. Jinguji Sero shook his head, his expression grave. No, it was a completely different feeling. He recalled the encounter vividly, an involuntary shiver running down his spine. Kamaya and Akutsu were both gravely injured before they were killed. But regardless of their condition, they shouldn't have been able to die from a single bullet. That person? He is a powerful space ability user. The bullets from his gun hold power far beyond what a normal weapon should have. He paused before continuing. If he were merely a sniper, it would be easy to counter him. However, when I sent my 2 Shikigami after him, they were devoured instantly. A heavy silence fell over the group. Jinguji Sero was one of the strongest members of Eclipse Moon, and his Shikigami were known for their extraordinary abilities, each comparable to a Delta-class mutant. Yet, this mysterious marksman had neutralized them effortlessly. His level of strength was clearly beyond the norm. At this moment, Sakamoto Nabin Naga spoke up, his voice calm yet firm. If you're referring to that guy, I believe I have a memory of him as well. Everyone turned their attention to him. Nabin Naga continued indifferently. Nakako Mizumi and Takashi Taisa went after him. They were probably killed by his hands as well. A collective realization dawned upon them. 4 of their 5 fallen comrades had been slain by the same individual. Who the hell is this guy? Phoenix Ren muttered, his expression dark and contemplative. Momi Takeuchi's expression also grew serious as she connected the dots. That man, he's the reason my prophecy failed. He wasn't supposed to be there. Anyone who crosses paths with him, their fate changes. She took a deep breath, her voice barely above a whisper. He is the person outside of destiny. A tense silence enveloped the group as the weight of her words sank in. In the next operation, she continued, if this person interferes again, it will be disastrous for us, unless we find a way to eliminate him. Phoenix Ren narrowed his eyes. There's no rush. I want to know more about this sniper first. There will be a chance to kill him. With that, the icebreaker continued its slow journey, leaving the coast behind as it sailed toward the southern sea. Meanwhile, in Blizzard City, Jangi and the others were confined to a designated residence, arranged by the city officials. Although they weren't allowed to roam freely, they were treated well. The food was exquisite, and there was an unlimited supply of hot water. An incredible luxury in an age where energy sources like gas and coal were scarce. With no urgent missions, Jangi had time to rest. He retrieved the corpses of the 4 Eclipse Moon members he had killed from his dimensional space. These 4, all of them are elite-level deltas. If I absorb their power, I should become much stronger. Excited at the prospect, he reached out and placed his hand on one of the corpses. As always, the familiar sensation of power absorption coursed through him. But something was off. He frowned. The boost in power he felt was minimal, far less than what he had expected. "What's going on?" he murmured. Puzzled, he had noticed this phenomenon before when he absorbed the abilities of Day City's mutants. At first, he thought they were simply too weak, but now he was absorbing elite combatants, and the effect was still disappointing. Could it be, I've reached a bottleneck? As soon as the thought entered his mind, it made sense. If his power could grow infinitely through devouring, there would be no limit to how strong a mutant could become. Clearly, there were restrictions. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, he reasoned. At least now, I won't be completely outmatched by those Blizzard City elites. Rather than waste these powerful corpses, Jangi decided to share the energy. He called over Liang Yu and Flower. When Liang Yu saw what he was offering, she looked at him in shock. Her face flushed slightly as she accepted his gift. Flower, on the other hand, had no reservations. It pounced on the corpse, devouring the energy greedily. However, after consuming one, even Flower seemed to struggle with the overwhelming power. Jangi watched in fascination. The base of a martial grandmaster is too deep. I wonder just how powerful Yang Yu can become. Afterwards, while Yang Yu and Flower focused on absorbing their newfound strength, Jangi found himself with nothing to do. He attempted to call Bi Changqing, but his phone was offline. It wasn't surprising. Changqing was likely in the combat center, discussing strategies with Su Jiang and the others. Since it was a high-level meeting, communication devices were probably prohibited. With limited options, he decided to pass the time chatting with his teammates, Qin Sha and Pingli. Over time, their attitude toward him had shifted drastically. He had saved both of their lives, earning their gratitude and admiration. Now, they frequently sought him out to talk. For Jangi, who had nowhere else to go, it was a welcome distraction. But a few days later, a message from Yang Xin changed everything. Information on Eclipse Moon had arrived. As Jangi delved into the details, he stumbled upon something fascinating, an in-depth account of Mumi Takeuchi's lineage. Her family had a long history dating back to the martial age, entrusted with recording history not in writing, but by oral tradition. Jangi's eyes narrowed. Could it be that her supernatural ability isn't memory, but prophecy?